Hello, welcome to another episode with Mr. Frederick. The good word. All right, guys, let's get right into it. All right, let's see. Today we are going to talk about never assume that it's all love. All right, that's right, family. I said it. Never assume that it's all love. Certainly isn't a lot of times. Okay, so first we want to talk about you got to understand that when people come to you in your life, they're usually coming and connecting for a reason. Some are connecting because they genuinely want true connection. They want to be able to have a friendship, a kinship, some sort of commonality, some sort of connection that adds to their lives, and it's just genuine. They really like you, and you have some things that are in common, and they want to share their time with you. Okay, that's what you want. That's love. That's like, okay, all love, yes, genuine. But let's talk about the other side of that. Some people are sent by simply, the enemy, the devil, the adversary, whatever you want to call it. Okay, they're sent by negative energy, negative entities. They wear masks. They're users. They're liars, cowards, fakes. Demonic possession. That's very real, family. As a life coach, I can tell you that I have seen these energies in people. Sometimes you could say it's a psychological disorder or personality disorder. You could use that reference as well, but they're one and the same to me. When individuals are acting a way that is just not natural for a human to act towards another one. Okay, and those individuals that come, they're going to put on a mask because you got to understand, if they were straight up, if they were genuine, now keep in mind, this could be family, this could be friends, this could be co-workers, anyone that comes into your vicinity. If they were outwardly just adverse to you and said, hey, I don't like you, hey, I want to, make you miserable. I want to take that smile off your face. I want you to feel like me. Come on. Let's be real. You get away from me. What's wrong with you? Crazy person, go away. They know that. Okay, they know when to put it on, when to take it off. They know exactly what to do. So understand that these people that are coming with that energy aren't going to let you know. That's the first thing you got to understand. They're going to hide behind some sort of deception. And you got to know it could be your spouse. It could be anyone, your child, your parent, your sibling, anyone, friend, fake friend, that is. Anyone, fake friend, fake relatives, they relatives, but fake family. Family to me, family is people that you have something in common with, that you share, and you end up helping and supporting one another. That's family. Relative is just somebody you just had no choice but to be related to that person. You have nothing in common with them. You wouldn't, share a drink with them. You wouldn't want to do anything with them. You want to get away from them. That could be anybody, could be a relative. Okay, so understand that. The reality is that negative folk like that, you just got to keep away. Once they give those telltale signs, don't go into making excuses for them, and don't get lost into what you want them to be. Oh, I see this person is charismatic. They're funny. Oh, they're loving. I see they're cute, whatever. No, no, family. Forget all of that. Because a lot of these people are very skilled at using that very thing. You're not the first person to recognize whatever you like about them. You're not the first person that they learned that from. So they know they might have a certain charm, and actually it gets very refined with individuals who are hiding something, who have ill intentions. They know exactly how to kind of play to what you want to hear. They know they might even be a people pleaser somewhat. They can do all of this stuff. They wear several different masks. But at the end of the day, they're your enemy. They're not on your side. And when you least expect it, or when it's most inopportune time for you, they will reveal themselves. But they're not going to do it until it's advantageous for them. Okay, these individuals, again, they're going to lie. Everything's going to be a lie. They lie like a rug. Nothing's going to be true because, again, they know that you're probably intelligent. You can pick up on them and you'll identify them and get them away from you. But you're going to do that anyway because, everything comes to the light. So they know their time is borrowed with you if they have ill intentions, especially if you're of the Most High and you carry that spirit, which they're attracted to. Because you got to remember, even darkness, even moths are attracted to a flame. So you got to understand, bright lights, people out there, chosen, light bearers, people that carry that energy, that God connection, Holy Spirit, all that. All those energies, those people really don't mean harm to anyone. They mean the best for everyone. They literally are pure souls. That's what make you that way. Not someone who's built on ego, who's built on, competition, one-upping you. Those individuals are not chosen, family. No one, I don't care what they say, they can say, oh, well, I'm chosen. No, and if you see that they're competing and I've always been the man, I've always been a woman, I'm this, I'm that, that's not a chosen person. Chosen person is just really kind of innocent. They're innocent as a dove, harmless as a dove, but they are wise as a serpent. Okay, that's a chosen. They have literally both sides, but they're not going to walk around trying to use it to hurt people. Now, can those people be in bad ways? Yes, they're still human and they're still sinners. They still can do bad. They still can be drunkards. They still can be, and just they're not awakened yet. They're not on that timeline where they're supposed to be in their alignment and fulfilling their purpose. But they're certainly not someone of darkness and witches and warlocks and these evil demonic people. They're not nothing like that. Complete on the opposite. So they just might be lost because a lot of times they do come up with people that are very much in darkness. It's kind of usually how it works out. Okay, so understand that that's what you got to identify. If they're negative like that, family, keep them away. Got to stay away. Okay, and the thing is what you'll find is, family, you use that energy on things and people that are worth it. Like good rule of thumb is this: you should never be the only one working for a relationship. So if you meet one of those people and they start off great, that's what you can call a narcissist or whatever. They start off like a really nice person, kind of lure you in like fishermen, and then they switch up on you. Okay, somebody who's authentic and true, they don't do the switch up. You're not going to be walking on eggshells. You're not going to see these explosive types of responses and trying to intimidate you. You're not going to see that with someone that's legitimate. They're going to be pretty consistent. Not saying they're not going to have their bad days, but you know what you're getting when they walk through the door. It's not going to be someone that's really out of their mind, really have some sort of issue that you can't deal with, okay? That no one should have to deal with. That's not a chosen. Trust me, family. And that's not someone that is able to have a genuine connection. That type of person is more of an opportunist, parasite, or just a saboteur. They literally are working with demonic energies and they just want to take your light and dim it some kind of way. Every kind of way. No reason. Don't try to make reason out of it. It's this or that. It's just they're sent from the enemy. Simple as that. So don't try to explain that energy. And if you can, what does that say about you? So understand, another good point, don't project who you are, what you want, what you're about onto them. See them for what they are. Don't say, okay, well, I would do this. I want this out of life. These are the types of relationships that I like. I like this. And no, that's you. They are who you see they are. How the late Maya Angelou used to say, when people show you who they are, believe them. That's who they are. Now, family, is that to say that people can't repent, give their life to the Lord, and change their ways? No, because that's not, I did that. I mean, anyone who is humble enough and blessed enough to recognize the light in the Lord and walk the right way, walk in their calling, do the right thing, and improve themselves, it's possible. The Lord, God can do anything. But recognize at least where they're at. If they're not showing you any signs of any of that, believe it. Okay? It could be to your detriment if you don't, all right? So understand that judge them according to what you see. And also, family, one thing that never lied. People lie, men lie, women lie. Energy never lies. I'm telling you, family, in my years, okay, being on this earth, I have never been wrong with someone's energy. I have never been off. Maybe they can hide it a little bit. They might pop up one time out of here and show you a little something different. But consistency is the key. And you will know that when you feel a little something in your gut, there's neurotransmitters that connect to every part of your body, okay? And trust me, when something is wrong, you're going to feel it. You're going to be like, I'm kind of uneasy about this. It's going to be an awkward silence. It's going to be a not really direct look in your eye. Can't really look at you in the eye. All these are telltale signs. The body language is very true. Now, a true dark, evil person is just going to keep lying through it. Don't get me wrong. They're going to just, you could see them, you can call them out, hey, you just did that. What was that funny look you did? What was that moment of silence? You okay? They're just going to lie. They're never going to, literally, these types of entities, they're so in the darkness that the only way they might possibly, and I'm not encouraging this for anyone, but if they feel threatened, like their life is threatened, and even in that case, they might not tell the truth. These people are really, truly sick. So you got to understand that individuals like that, once you recognize, just leave them alone. Like, don't even entertain it. Just bye. That's the best way. But understand that energy never lies. Trust me. Energy never lies. They will lie. They're not going to tell you the truth because they would have been that way in the beginning. If they were going to tell you the truth, it would have been early on, not in the fourth quarter of the game. They're going to tell you that in the first quarter. They're going to come as their authentic selves dealing with you. But when they're coming from undermining and insecurity and all of these types of low vibrational energies, it's got a lot. That's the only thing that aligns with that energy. Truth is light, love, God. That aligns with walking upright, looking someone in the eye, telling them what it is, point blank. There's no in between. There's either truth or lie. It's no kind of maybe, well, I did it a little bit. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. But we've all been guilty of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking individuals that this is a pattern that you see in them and how they interact with people. They interact in a very shifty, slimy, snake, slithery like way. That's a person that you got to beware of, okay? On any instance, trust your energy. Don't trust what they say. And also, last but not least, family, the reason you really need to leave these people alone, above all, and for the biggest, largest reason, is you have to let God work on them. You have to let God work on their heart, okay? Just like he's worked on yours, hopefully, or will work on yours. God is in everything. He's omnipresent, ubiquitous, okay? God's everywhere and everything, okay? And you have to understand that if you are still keeping individuals around that are negative, that are charged with an energy that is destructive and that is of darkness, you are giving an agreement spiritually in that side of the world that it's okay, that what they're doing is okay. Now, this might last for years, but trust me, family, it's not going to last forever because the truth will come to light. Even your darkness, even things you've done, okay? So we're not trying to point out just certain individuals because we all are capable. And when we think we're not, that's when it can creep in and get to us. So we're not being haughty or above anyone else or saying, but we are saying that if you have a certain heart, your intentions are good. Maybe you've been misled. Maybe you've been led astray and you're off track a little bit. But if you keep praying, there's a chance for you to come back. And you'll come back and walk on the right track, walk with God, and you also want to hope for that for others. But as long as you stick around someone operating in that deviant type of behavior, that way, you're not giving them the opportunity to get their karma from God. Because that's what happens. God's going to hit them with something, and they're going to be like, whoa, how did all this open up? And they're going to think back, well, I did lie about that. I did do that. I kind of took advantage of that person. I kind of did this. I kind of did this. They're going to think about all the things they've done. And it's going to come to a final, they're going to be like, you know what? I kind of had it coming. If they're honest with themselves, they're going to say, I kind of had this coming. So none of us like to get our karma, but all of us will get it. One way or the other, and you might Now, I mean, obviously, when it comes in, you're going to be like, geez, it's going to hurt. But it's what you need. You need that to improve. You need to know that you really have to treat people in this world the way you want to be treated. And like I said, we're all guilty of it. If you find someone in this world say they never hurt anyone, they've never lied, family, please run from them, because they're either a complete compulsive liar or they're insane. One or the other, because everyone has fallen short of God's glory. We all have. We all are work in progress to different degrees. And that's why I do what I do, is because I understand that where I was at a certain place, and God fixed me for a reason, for me to be able to help people. And I'm doing that through psychology, through life coaching, through just in general, counseling, therapists, all of this kind of stuff. And it really is a beautiful thing, because it shows you yourself how you can go from here to there. It's not about a linear process and we're just all being perfect our whole lives. No, I would have had to see the dark, be the dark at times, okay, in order to come into the light and help individuals. Now, someone else, they might have another way. Maybe they will, I don't know, maybe they will sing, maybe they will become start up a business and employ a lot of people and be Christian based. I don't know. Everyone has a completely different path, okay, what God plans for us. But I'm just telling you guys this, that when you don't see the love, believe it. Everyone is not coming with love. It's individuals that are coming with other ulterior motives, and you need to be aware. You need to be conscious of it and protect yourself, because you got to make it to that point to where you can survive all of this darkness in order for you to flip over and be in your light and walk the right way. So again, family, love what you do and do what you love. Next time. Peace.